Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator news and updates, and we have quite a bit to talk about. The Flight Sim Expo 2025 exhibitor list has been published. FSLabs updates the A321 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. IniBuilds updates the A350. A 737 Classic has finally hit the sim, and an attack helicopter with attack capabilities, and a little bit more, so stick around. If you are interested in any of my tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future guides that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below. Okay, folks, so first off, as I like to point out, just because I haven't updated the intro, please remember, if you are interested in any of my tutorial guides, you guys can now purchase them directly from Patreon without subscribing. Simply go to my Patreon site, linked down in the description below, click on the shop button, and you can purchase the guides individually. Again, no subscription is required to do that. But obviously the subscription is still the best bang for your buck, as the subscription gives you access to all of the guides as well as updates coming down the road. Anyways, moving forward. Now let's talk about Flight Sim Expo 2025 is now just about 3 weeks away. Unfortunately, Overkill Simulations will not be present this year. It's just too far and just too hard to manage with 3 kids, as I am now, as you guys are probably aware, a single father. So just things aren't quite as easy to get away as they used to be, but hopefully next year to be a bit closer and I can make things work. I am bummed out to not be attending this year. It really was looking forward to it. I have a great time every year, but especially given the fact that this time we are going to be seeing more than 70 exhibitors on the show floor. So alongside the 70 plus exhibitors, the 2025 floor plan features 3 stages with content from developers, content creators, pilots, aeronautical engineers, as well as many, many more. Attendees are going to be able to relax with their favorite Twitch and YouTube streamers in 2025, as well as the media partner lounge is going to be available for you guys to go and chill and meet everybody. You're going to have the sponsors being FS Elite, Mr. Squirrely, and Slant Alpha Adventures. Flight Sim Expo participants also get access to hands-on workshops and interactive demos of cockpit building, aircraft, and scenery design. The demos of the cockpit building, I really wish that I could have gone last year. I wanted to be a part of that. Do make sure, if you haven't checked, you guys go to the FSExpo website and make sure that you can still register. That is a project that actually fills up rather quick. I do wish that they would extend that one a bit more. I don't think that they showcase it quite long enough or give enough people the option to be a part of that. But if you can make it, great. As you guys can see on the developers list here, or the attendees, you're going to have everyone from Just Flight to the Honeycomb, which is interesting. As you guys saw, they were there last year as well. You know that there's some changes, pretty significant changes into the Honeycomb design, so it might be fun to actually get your hands on, see what that's about. You're going to have, of course, Moza is going to be there, PMDG, and many, many more big names. A new one that I don't remember being there last year is Corsair. So if you guys are interested in, PC building or PC hardware, they are a great one to talk to as well, and can probably get you started on the right path if you haven't done it before. Another one that sort of caught my attention as an exhibitor is none other than Southwest Airlines, the virtual airline. So that should be kind of fun to be a part of if you're a big commercial flyer, and this is a great time to get to talk to them and be a part of Southwest Virtual Airlines. Why the heck not? You're also going to have Track IR. That was another one that caught my attention, the Track IR developers themselves. That is obviously going to be a big contention point, in my opinion, given the fact that you also have Beam Eye Tracker that is out there, which in my opinion has just about smoked Track IR in the aspect of functionality. I mean, really hard pressed to find a big difference. So, obviously, guys, there's going to be a ton to do. They are a lot of fun. It is a great experience if you haven't been before. If you have the chance to go and maybe you're on the fence about it, all I can tell you is I definitely recommend you guys giving it a shot. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to meet like-minded folks. Great way to get your eyes on new hardware and new software that are coming down the line. You get to get hands-on testing with anything from cockpits to hardware to throttles, things like that. It's really an awesome way to also sort of look at how you want to progress your own flight simulation experience. Maybe you're thinking about building a home rig or expanding your rig. This is an awesome way to get your hands on a lot of this stuff without, breaking the bank right out of the gate. There's some really high-end products that are going to be there, so you get the chance to test both the high-end and the low-end, the medium. I mean, you guys... It's a really, really fun time. And again, I think the biggest thing is just being able to mingle. Everyone who's there is there for the same reason you are. So it's so easy to meet and interact and geek out with again, the like-minded folk. That really is, I think, one of the biggest benefits to it. I'm really bummed out we're not going this year, but I'll hopefully get to catch all the highlights and see all you guys walk around having a great time. If you are looking for a well-performing and affordable head and eye tracking solution that works with both webcams and cell phones, then Be My Tracker is the software for you. Be My Tracker boasts a very simple setup and a very large list of customization options that make setting the both eye and head tracking to your desire. The eye tracking makes it very easy to glance down at gauges or look up at mirrors or maybe look over at your wingman when flying in formation, while being able to customize the head tracking to be able to turn your head as far as you wish and possibly be looking behind you at the same time. Be My Tracker currently supports over 200 games and simulators natively and a vast larger amount in conjunction with the freeware software OpenTrack. Be My Tracker can be purchased on either Steam or on their website for only $30 US, making it one heck of a bang for your buck. They also offer a free demo on Steam if you wish to try it before you buy it. Pick up your copy of Be My Tracker using the link down in the description below. Moving forward, FSLabs has updated the A321 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 compatibility and added a bit of new features. So, FSLabs has released a new update that adds Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 compatibility to the A321 CEO aircraft line. Not only that, but there are plenty of new features and functionality for all users of the aircraft. I know this aircraft got sort of a mixed bounce. So, seeing some of the new features probably is a good thing. So here's what we got coming here. New features is the updates includes various system level improvements such as bug fixes, performance optimizations, and refinements aimed at increasing overall stability, reliability, and operational realism. So everything from top to bottom, it sounds like everything from the user experience, from bugs and fixes to, as they said, operational realism. So flying it like the real pilots do. Now, I still don't see this aircraft anywhere near, and I don't think that's the expectation, by the way. I really don't. What the current developers, for example, the Phoenix, or even probably Fly-by-Wire, I think with Fly-by-Wire, I'd probably still hand them the hat. Now theirs isn't an A321. It's the A320, as you guys know, but still, you guys catch the gist. I know FSLabs had a really bad rap, and to be quite honest, they kind of earned it with what they did in the past, but hopefully, obviously, we won't be seeing that same kind of behavior in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I would really hope that they wouldn't make the same mistake twice. But you guys have to let me know what your experience has been. I do not own this aircraft. This is one that I have not picked up as of yet. Not for any other reason than just I'm sort of burned out on the Airbuses, to be completely honest. We have so many Airbuses, and of the A32 series, that it sort of gets redundant, when you start spending money on multiple different types of A320s. How many times can you fly the same aircraft? Essentially, right? I mean, they all have their minute differences, but you're basically flying the same aircraft. So, that's why I haven't picked it up. It's not any kind of ill will or anything like that. Just kind of burnt out on the Airbuses. But some of the other new features that you'll see now, guys, is Runway Overrun Prevention System, or ROPES. A notable addition is the implementation of the Runway Overrun Prevention System, an advanced safety feature developed by Airbus. ROPES comprises, two core functions: runway overrun warning, active during final approach below 500 feet radio altitude. ROW calculates predicted stopping distance on dry and wet runways, issuing visual and oral alerts if the runway length is insufficient for a safe landing. And then finally, you have runway overrun, or rope. Upon touchdown, rope assesses deceleration capability against remaining runway length, providing immediate guidance through visual and oral alerts to ensure maximum deceleration efforts are applied. So pretty slick. I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, maybe the Phoenix has that, but I don't know of anyone else who has that, honestly. And you can pick this aircraft. Here's the kicker. And this is why I sat back on this one. But if you want it, you can pick this aircraft up from FSLabs website for $69.95 plus tax. So it definitely seems like it's up to par, guys. That's right up there with the Phoenix. So again, if you already own it, drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think of the aircraft, especially if you happen to own something like the Phoenix and can give it a good comparison. That would be really interesting to see that comparison. Maybe one of these days I'll pick them up and go head to head against the Phoenix. But the Phoenix is pretty hard to beat if you're looking for that maximum realism. So I'd be interested to hear what somebody else's opinions on that are. IniBuilds has once again been rocking the show with now the latest release, version 1.011, and adds some more functionality to this particular A350. I will say IniBuilds is kicking some tail with this aircraft. So first up is a new feature called Auto Derotation. This is a feature that on the Airbus A350 that helps manage pitch down movements during the landing after the aircraft has detected a touchdown of the main gear. The aircraft will bring the nose wheel down at a predefined rate, but the pilot can still override this manually with the input stick if necessary. The update also includes enhanced GPS jamming, which now features geo-specific jamming based on real-world areas where GPS jamming occurs. GPS jamming can impact navigation systems, the ADS-B reporting, and FMS position data, requiring extra monitoring from the pilot or switching to an alternative system to ensure safe navigation. A cockpit printer is also now available in the IniBuilds A350 airliner, which this one is quite shocking in my opinion. They really took this one out of the park. I'm kind of impressed by this. As you guys saw in the video, you saw that printout. You can now create in-sim printouts of your takeoff data, your flight plan, MEDAR data, mailbox data, etc., just as they would in the real aircraft. The printout will become available as a handy clipboard note in the cockpit. I really like the way they implemented that. I remember when Fly-by-Wire launched theirs, it was pretty slick the way they had theirs sort of pop right between the FMSs, or the MCDUs. So I really like these print features. I think the printers on these aircraft are actually really cool, and they do come in handy. Like at first you think, that's just a silly little add-on. It's not. It actually comes in real handy, especially when programming the McDo. So the version 1.011 update contains a few more features. The aircraft now integrates with the simulator to send and receive flight plan from and to the sim. The aircraft now also has window condensations based on weather conditions. Unfortunately, these features are available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 only. What is not limited to the latest iteration of MSFS, however, are some of the new eCams that IniBuilds has added to the aircraft. A full changelog can be found on their website, but the long story short is if you guys own the aircraft, obviously, recommendation is update that puppy so you guys can enjoy all the new content that it offers. Next up, an aircraft that's a blast from the past. We have the Commercial Simulation Systems, or CSS, release of its highly anticipated, I mean, even I was talking about this one multiple times, the 737 Classic Series for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Okay, so this is not available in 2024 as of the moment. The launch went live earlier and some initial server issues, but has become more stable since then. CSS has released its anticipated 737 Classic. This directly from their release for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. CSS is promising an accurate rendition of the plane with all systems integrated, including weather, terrain, radars, and other immersive systems. They also say that the sounds are completely authentic with a custom EFB, a failure system, as well as full integration and support for Navigraph and SimBrief. I would certainly hope so. I really feel like with the commercial aircraft, like it's a must. And a basic number of liveries are also included, with the paint kit going to be released shortly, although no release date on that paint kit has been announced as of yet. The CSS 737 Classic family is available to purchase now. You can either subscribe on a per month basis at $5 USD, an annual subscription of $50 US, or a one-time purchase at $120 US. The 737-500 passenger version is the first to be released, with other variants to follow in the future, including an MSFS 2024 version. Now, that's a lot to take in. That makes this aircraft, if I am not mistaken, and I'm pretty positive, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm positive, that makes this aircraft now the most expensive aircraft to ever release for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. By almost double, if I'm not mistaken. I think the most expensive that I'm aware of, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe is the Phoenix at right around $80 US. And I could be mistaken on the price. I actually think that dropped a little bit. But anyways, so I'm gonna. This is an interesting approach. I'm not even sure how to think about this one yet. So, $5 a month, $50 a year, or 120 single purchase. I think I'd have to read more about how the subscription works, and so that is available on their site. So I'm not going to criticize too much yet. Like I said, that's a big ask, and I guess if it's 120 US, but you get every single variant that pipes down the line, then that's fine. That would probably be pretty equivalent depending on how many aircraft and what the release expectation is going to be. But I mean, that's a lot to shoot out for one shot. But yeah, I'm not sure how to think about that. I'm gonna leave that one to you. What do you guys think? Make sure you go to their website. I'll have a link to this down in the description below. Before you jump the gun, just like I'm going to, before we jump the gun, that's why I'm staying quiet now. Let's go ahead and check out the website, and let's tell me what you guys think down below about how this process is going to work, and what you think about this being the most expensive purchase to date in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But if you think about it, the way that I'm understanding this, if I'm reading this correct, and I'm hoping this is the way that I'm reading, that I'm meant to read this, the 737 Classic family at $120 US. So that would be like the PMDG's 700, 800, and the Max, right? Or 800, or yeah, no, the 900 Max. Yeah, I'm right. So I mean, at that point, obviously the PMDs are the more expensive of the group. So I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. That's an interesting one for me. Okay, so once again, IniBuilds doing what IniBuilds does and thinking outside the box. We have the KwikFlight has released the Hunter, a twin-seat attack helicopter inspired by the real-life AH-64 Apache. Like, that's clear as day. It's pretty much the Apache. Now, I will say right out of the bat, there are some differences right out of the bat that I can tell you about this aircraft. So, but this is pretty interesting. So, the Hunter is intended to be an approachable aircraft for all users, while offering simulated systems based on real-world counterparts, the Apache, systems including electrical, fuel, engine management, as well as avionics, and autopilot logic. It has been developed in-house, as well as a major component of the product is a combat system, which includes configurable mission scenario tool, multiple weapon modes, and a real-time damage modeling. And you can see that as you guys just watch the truck get blown to pieces there. So this is really interesting. This is the first one. So let's talk about weapon systems real quick. You have a real-life M230 chain gun with burst and full automatic fire options, the Hydra, Rogix, and Hellfire missiles. These are controlled via the cockpit interfaces and a custom integrated helmet display. So, this is interesting. I'm not... So here's the cool part. You can buy the KwikFlight Hunter right now from the IniBuilds store for £19.99, which really isn't bad. So just a little over $20 US. $20 US. I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna try it out because I fly the Apache in DCS, and so I'm kind of curious what the comparison is going to be. I do appreciate that they have blatantly said this is meant to be something obviously that's fun. I know that there's a lot of thoughts about combat and live weapon systems and modeling destruction inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator, so that throws a piece into that as well. The HUDs in Microsoft Flight Simulator have never been something that have been particularly good, right? Although they've gotten better, and I would say in 2024 it's definitely gotten a lot better. But that's the other thing. I didn't even catch that. Is this for... It just says MSFS. I actually don't see any documentation on this release that says 2020 or 2024. Anyways, stay tuned for that video. I will be picking this up. We're going to fly it. We're going to check it out. Probably try it out in VR because that's the only way to fly combat, in my opinion. And we'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think down below based on the footage that you've already seen. All right, my friends. Well, that is going to wrap up today's video for news and updates from Microsoft Flight Simulator. Some very interesting information, to say the least. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, guys, stay safe and healthy. Thank you for all the continued support. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one.